From new flight features, more island customization, and how we fake flying through clouds, to the biggest disaster to befall a dev team, let's dive in and see what's new. Hey there, this is Ines from TinyWar, and we've got some exciting updates to share with you that will show you how our Seaplane delivery service adventure is coming along. Now, for those of you that haven't heard anything about Lagoon yet, we'll link our trailer down below in the info box. And we also have a little something that we recently posted on social media. Run your own flying delivery service in our cozy game Lagoon. Fly around and explore the different islands and all the customers that need you to help them by delivering packages. Build, cook, craft, decorate your island, and solve the mystery of your disappeared Uncle Lou. The day is yours and you choose what to do with it. First up, let's talk about flying, one of the best parts and most unique parts of Lagoon. We've made some awesome improvements to the flying system to give you more control and fun while you soar through the skies. Check out our new wing challenge. Fly through these wings to test your skills and earn great rewards. But don't worry if you're not up for the challenge, as completing these wings is totally optional and won't be mandatory to complete the story of the game. Our animator also added some new flight animations. There's now a pretty intense bounce effect when you hit obstacles, and a cool boost animation that makes your plane zoom forward in a spiral. We've said it before, we don't want Lagoon to be a punishing game, so as you just saw, you can fly against certain obstacles without being afraid of crashing your plane. But you will still want to avoid doing so while you are on a flying challenge. The weather is also getting a big upgrade to make your flying experience more immersive. We're exploring how to implement rain. Should it be a global effect or just under the clouds? One of course makes more sense, the one where it's just under the clouds, while the other is a little easier to implement and play with. We'd love to hear your thoughts on this. For a long time we didn't have clouds at all, but they're here now, and for flying inside them we've used a special approach. When you fly into a cloud, you'll experience it just like being inside a real cloud. There is nothing unusual from your viewpoint, just a misty, cloudy environment. However, here's the clever part. If we zoom out, you'll see that this cloud effect is actually achieved through a glass-like bubble around your plane. The bubble is a transparent shell covered with noise textures that mimic mist and fog. These textures move and adjust based on your plane's direction and speed. The effect is controlled by a value from 0 to 1. So when you're outside the cloud, the bubble is invisible, the value is 0. And as you enter the cloud, this value increases to 1, making the bubble visible when you zoom out. As you move out of the cloud, the value decreases back to 0, making the effect invisible again. If you want to know more about the progress we're making on our upcoming games, make sure to like and subscribe. Next up is our new scanner feature. We thought it would be cool if there are not only the obvious and visible resources, but others that you can dig up. And this tool will help you find hidden resources in the ground. So you scan, find new resources, and collect them. The scanner works with our Swirler 2000, which is your multi-tool for collecting all resources, so you won't have to constantly switch your tools. To make our new feature more interesting, we've also added some new resources to the game, though we haven't named them all yet. So what do you think these are, and what should they be called? Our VFX artist also created this squash and stretch component that we can add to materials, and the scanning feature is our first application for it. So now when you pull in resources, they deform in quite a juicy way before being collected, which is just a really nice little detail. We are also working on a fishing system, which will add a new layer of gameplay and is of course a very often requested feature. We've got a little preview for you, though it's still a bit tricky. So in this demo, I didn't quite catch the fish, but we're working on making it easier and more fun for everyone. We already improved the fishing line physics and character animations, but we still need the actual fish to catch. We're very eager to show you progress on this and how the fishing evolves over time. Next up is the glider. The glider has been around for a while, but you can now glide further and for longer periods, which means more time exploring the island. We've also added a new glider model. Can you see how the swirler expands to form it? Now it's time for a little interlude to let you all know a little about what recently happened at our company. So imagine this. Our cozy office in Hamburg, the heart of our creative efforts, was hit by not one but 2 devastating floods in just a few weeks. The first flood caught us off guard as water surged up from below, soaking the very floors we work on every day. We did our best to dry things out, hopeful that the worst was behind us, but fate had other plans. On what was supposed to be our return, I was actually the first to step into the office. And as I crossed the threshold, I was not greeted by the hum of our beloved workspace, but by the ominous sound of water dripping from above. So this second time, the flood came from the ceiling, drenching everything in its path. We scrambled to save our equipment, each of us reacting in our own way to the chaos unfolding around us.
The flood has taken our office, but it has certainly not dampened our spirits. We know that with a little luck and a lot of perseverance, we'll be back in the office creating even more magic. So please keep your fingers crossed for us so that the day comes very soon.
Now, for the silver lining in our storm cloud, Gamescom. This August, amidst the bustle of the crowded consumer halls, we had the incredible opportunity to showcase Lagoon to some truly amazing people. It was a whirlwind of excitement and nerves, but seeing the smiles and hearing the feedback made every moment worth it. One of the highlights? Showing the game to Iona, a key figure in the cozy community. Her reaction was everything we hoped for, reminding us why we do what we do. And with that, let's get back to the game. Customization is key in Lagoon, and we're working on adding more options to upgrade the starting island of the game, which also serves as a base for your delivery service. These are a few concepts for how the main building of the delivery service might look like, as you will upgrade it over the course of the game. And of course, we also keep adding more furniture options. Regarding the building system, we also worked on the UI quite a bit and worked on the shaders. So when you plan to build something, you will first place a kind of blueprint or holographic projection on the ground where you want to build that you then fill up with resources. The shader allows us to make it so the blueprint visually fills up as you put all the resources that are needed to complete it into the projection. Let's talk a little about the characters you will meet and the animations for them. This is Bobster, our big walking lobster handyman, who now has some really lively animations that bring him to life. He'll be helping you out around the islands, and he'll come running if you need him. Well, running or jogging or in full-on panic mode. We also worked on animating the majestic deer goat. Well, it's a working title. This is one of the wild creatures that you will meet on the islands and that you can gather resources from. The deer goat is usually quite a chill animal, but don't get on its wrong side or it might try to ram you. However, it might also feel a little better after you harvested the crystals off its back. Something that we have not yet shown you but are very excited to is the main city area of Lagoon, where you will find various shops. For that, we just added new shop signs that will give you a little insight into the kind of shops to expect. Each of these shops is designed to make your trips to Lagoon a little more exciting, and these signs add a little spark to it. I don't know about you, but I could watch our artists at work all day long. And finally, we have a little behind the scenes fun for you. Our tech artist recently created beautiful new skyboxes for Lagoon, and while we are super happy with how they came out, she ran into some annoying Unity issues while working on them. Well, she put together a hilarious compilation. And with that, we will wrap up this devlog. Thanks for watching!
Not so bad! You two wait!